Okay, the basic problem of free will comes down to the notion of moral responsibility. We think of people as morally responsible for what they do freely. We don't blame them for what they're forced to do, or at least we blame them typically a great deal less. Then we will often say they're not free, they have no choice in the matter. So that's a very commonsensical way of thinking about things. You can only be morally responsible for what you do freely of your own choice. But then, with the rise of science, it becomes more and more plausible to see ourselves as causally determined, that what we do actually has underlying causes in our brains, etc., such that a being who knew everything about us would be able to predict in advance exactly what we were going to do. Well, if what I do is causally necessary, can I properly be blamed for that? Am I, in effect, not free if I'm determined? So determinism is the thesis that all events are determined by prior causes. So take any event, let's call it E, given the causal laws that govern the universe, whatever they are, given the prior state of the world, the state of everything in the world before E occurred, then E was inevitable. That's one way of understanding the notion of determinism. So here's a quotation from Hume's inquiry. It is agreed that matter, in all its operations, is actuated by a necessary force, and that every natural effect is so precisely determined by the energy of its cause that no other effect in such particular circumstances could possibly have resulted from it. So Hume there is saying that this is something that philosophers generally agree when it comes to the behaviour of physical things, material objects. But Hume wanted to argue that it's also true of human actions. And that is the thesis of universal determinism, that it's true not only of things in the physical world, but things in what one might call the moral world, the world of people and actions.